Hi everyone, welcome back to the Social Media Derby. We've got a great episode this week again, ahead of game week 28 this weekend. We'll also be going through the North London Derby, another 4-1 win for Arsenal over Tottenham, Chelsea's 1-1 draw at home to Burnley, and two 1-0 wins for United and Liverpool away at Nottingham Forest and Everton. But before we get into the pod, for those watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment and share if you can. For those listening on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, please follow, give us a 5-star review. And of course, the views expressed in the podcast are just for entertainment purposes, do not reflect our real opinions unless they're football related. How you man doing? Rhys, I feel like we should go to you first. Big win of the weekend. How you doing, bro?
I can hear him crying out the lane. I'm pleased, it's as expected. They told us that Gyökeres would stat pad against the bottom sides in the division, and he has not disappointed us with Tottenham. I've seen Tottenham fans saying that they hate Eze more than Sol Campbell, and that has honestly been the highlight of my week. I'm having a wonderful time. It's beautiful. It's lovely. How are you, mate? You good?
Bro, you scared me then for a minute after last week's internet troubles. I thought I was lagging again. So thanks for that one. But yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. 4-1, big win. Should be happy for sure. Khem, come to you, mate. Got out of dodge. We were beefing a bit in the group chat about your goal, but you got the 1-0 win. You happy?
Yeah, we got the win. Happy with the win, I suppose. Just reading the outline at the moment.
All right, don't crash. I know the outlines trigger you. I'll move it along so you don't crash. Nash, how you doing, bro? Another win for us. Carrick at the wheel. You happy?
I'm trying to see a few signs that I'm not comfortable with. He's no longer the listen Al Gaib in my eyes. He's no longer the Mahdi. He's just caretaking my eyes now.
All right, we'll have to explore that in a bit, man. But yeah, 1-0 win for United. And Rhys, bro, the only one on here that's not 3-point collector. 1-1 at home to Burnley. Another red card. Looking a bit dodgy ahead of this game against Arsenal. How are you feeling? Are you gonna crash again this pod, or are we gonna get a safe driving lesson?
I'm driving with my seatbelt on 30 miles an hour, stopping at the red light, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Tough times, man. Tough times. Well, let's start with the North London derby. It was the big game of the weekend for sure. Arsenal went into it on Sunday late afternoon, only 2 points ahead of City after City had just about scraped that 2-1 win against Newcastle. Tottenham had the interim United style Igor Tudor in, and I'm not gonna lie, that was an absolute drubbing. Spurs were pants. Diabolical. Somehow it was 1-1 at half time. No idea. Eze gets the goals going with pretty good finish. But you guys were dominating. Somehow they scored. Rhys completely F's it up, to be fair, and Muani tucks it away, and you're 1-1. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what you man were thinking at half time, but I don't know how that game was 1-1 at half time. It was an absolute battering, and what do you know? As soon as we get into the second half, Gyökeres scores within 5 minutes, 2-1 up. Eze scores again, and then Gyökeres finishes it 4-1. Razor, you mentioned it a bit just now when we're doing the intro, but yeah, you got to be super happy with that win. I know Tottenham are rubbish, and we talk about it all the time, but still, it's a derby. You guys were under a little bit of pressure, struggled against Wolves, struggled against Brentford. So to get a big away win, you've got to be over the moon, yeah?
Yeah, I'm pleased. I think we need to pick up points if we want to bring the title home. And this ultimately was another game in that sort of objective. Beating Tottenham, always fun. Winning at the Beyonce Arena, always fun. And yeah, I don't know why I was not here, because Eze had a brilliant game, so there's no need for him to hide. But yeah, generally very happy. I was confident. I think at halftime I was a little bit shaky. I shaked a bit. But then I think similar to like kind of what I said after we cocked it up at Wolves, which was kind of like when you look at who's making the mistake, like you get frustrated, obviously, as a fan, but then you have a little bit more leeway if you're more consistent players. You know what I mean? And if you had asked me to name who I thought was going to be at fault for the goal that I did predict we'd concede, I don't think I would have guessed Declan in however many guesses. So, you know, shit happens. We move. I'm not unhappy about the fact that we like sort of showed ourselves a bit. Gyökeres is looking a bit more active. All round, I think there's a good performance, but Chelsea will be more of a test. And yeah, on to the next one.
You know, like obviously Eze and Gyökeres have got a lot of praise off the back of this game. Understandably, both of them got the brace each.
Mhm.
I think both played pretty well. Gyökeres absolutely destroyed Dragerson, whatever his name is. Absolutely, yeah, baby food. But you know who hasn't got a lot of praise, who I thought was really good in this game, and Khem will love this one because he's always throwing up comparisons and doing the foot mob salary watch on him. But I thought Saka low-key had a very good game in this one, and he was probably your best attacker in my opinion anyway. But what do you think about that? Or do you think it was more of what Gyökeres and Eze did with the goals?
I think Bukayo Saka has been like the linchpin and the catalyst for everything that we do as a side for so long that when you get the new shiny toys out, everyone's like, ooh, what's going on over here? Do you know what I mean? That is the expectation. That's why Khem has his little crush or obsession with him and his statistics. Do you know what I mean? Because for so long for us,
Just
he was that guy. And
that's all.
you done? You know, like for so long for us, he was that guy and the only guy. Do you know what I mean? But now when there are other people to put those expectations on, and I would say thankfully, because, you know, numbers wise, he hasn't had the greatest sort of season by his expectations and his standards. Like we know what Saka can do. And to be honest, that was cruising gear for him. Yeah, he did have a good game. I completely agree. I think he was probably one of the most important players on the pitch for us. Definitely our most important player going forward. And he draws so much attention. And that's where you get those pockets of space for players like Eze and players like Gyök to operate in. Because there's 2.5 defenders going like that, trying to see where Saka is. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, very, very pleased with him.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think he had a good game. And yeah, I mean, Jed Spence. I don't know if we talked about this on the pod, but do you remember when he was going through that whole bring your winger, and doing all these gifs?
Saka is my winger,
broski. He got absolutely battered. A Hall of Shame performance from Jed Spence. And you know, it's one of them examples of a player because wasn't he like kind of out the door with some of the other Spurs managers, and then finally got a bit of a run, and he showed something about him. He just went way too early on all this, like bring your next winger up and all this kind of stuff like that. He hadn't cooked enough high caliber wingers to start doing that narrative. But I hear it, man. It's for banter. Or whatever,
I like it.
Yeah, it's good for the game, but he got fried in this one. He got absolutely pan fried in this one.
And
it wasn't even like Saka didn't even. Yeah, I'm sure you do. But Saka didn't even like. He did like a frying in a way where you could tell Jed Spence came off the pitch being like, damn that Bukayo, man. I don't want to play him for a little bit. It wasn't one of those ones where he gets sent to the shadow realm like Lisandro Martinez with Salah or like, you know, Boateng with Messi or anything like that. But it was just one where, yeah, you know, he felt that afterwards and he was like, damn. But you know what? Someone who we do have to give a bit of prop, yeah, even though he voiced it in a pause-worthy way on the pod. The Gyök and Saka, Gyök and Eze duo might be the one way forward for you, man. I'm not going to phrase it in a way that, you know, our friend on the pod who's not here did, because that was, you know, we don't want to have early pauses first 10 minutes, but it did work quite well. And I want to float this idea to everyone. I'll start with you, Razor, but I'll come to Khem afterwards. This idea that Eze is actually more of a goal-scoring, box-crashing midfielder rather than a creator. What do you think about that? Razor? Do you think maybe you've misprofiled him as some sort of like, or maybe he's just not able to live up to the fact that maybe you want him to be a creator when he's actually more of a goal scoring midfielder?
Combination, to be honest. I feel like he's got both of those profiles in him. I think what's important is the system that we're playing in, the system that he's playing against. And let's be honest, the caliber of opposition. Like when we were playing against Wigan, like he could do whatever he wanted. He was running the show, pulling strings. Do you know what I mean? But I definitely think that Arteta, I've said it on the podcast before, Arteta has a fetish for like players with multiple profiles in it. And I don't think it's a case of misprofiling him. I think it's a case of him doing his little player Rubik's Cube thing, trying to figure out what he needs him to be, wants him to be, what he's most effective as a part of the squad. But yeah, I feel like he's happier when he's playing that role. He looks like more himself, more like the Ebery that we saw at Crystal Palace a lot of the time. And that includes being an absolute thorn in the side of Tottenham Hotspur, which I completely love.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely taking it personal, right? 5 goals in 2 games against them is mad. I mean, I saw some stat that the last time he had a shot on target was against Spurs last time, which is a crazy stat for him between that, because that's not good reading for him. But for Tottenham, It's like, damn, you know what I mean? He's going to make sure he turns up in every single game against them. But Khem, what do you make of this? Obviously, we've gone, and myself included, I think you've also partaken in the Gyökeres questioning. Do you think the narrative should, and Eze to be fair as well, do you think the narrative changes now after this performance, or do you just think it's still just one performance? We still need to watch what they're doing.
It was a big match. A big response from Arsenal after the Wolves game. So fair play to them for that, obviously. In terms of Gyökeres, it's still the same because he's just beating up on small teams. Like you said in the chat, he done it his whole time in Portugal. So until further notice with him. Just like my picture, I want to give a Razor a round of applause, guard of honor, for highlighting just the expectations with Saka. It's not hate. It's just I kind of, when people yelling star boy, best player, best winger, top 3 winger, etc., all this rubbish, I kind of want to see more than, like, what was it, 4 goals, 5 goals? 4 assists, that kind of, especially when you get in a contract. Like
I said, you had a crush, by the way. I never
no. It was actually an ick, if anything. 300k for limping, really. But yeah, in terms of like Eze and Gyökeres combination, it's probably what they expected when they made those transfers. So it's more on Eze for falling off, really, if anything. I think Gyökeres has done well in terms of, aside from goals, I think he's actually been a decent enough sort of outlet for Arsenal in games where you just want to, I don't know, slow the game down, which they do very well. We saw the set piece numbers, but I don't think anything's really changed, because Spurs are really, they're in a really bad way, man. Like I have to treat this match in isolation, because they actually, like you said a couple of weeks ago, they really are in a relegation threat right now, man. Like, it's a big win for you guys. I think if they set up like every other team usually does against Arsenal and sit back, it might be a different affair. But they will come out and play to the best of their abilities in front of their fans and try and show something in a derby. But Arsenal just bullied them, as they usually do. Eze is a hater, by the way. He's actually so disrespectful. How are you just bullying one team only? It's very funny, but it's actually just outrageous that this guy only shows up against. It's like Lavia only showing up against us, for crying out loud. Like, it's so rude. So when you say that they hate him more than Sol Campbell, it makes sense. But no, fair play to the Arsenal. Quadruple chase, you must. Still on. But I wouldn't say it's the I don't know, like a new thing for Arteta to do. Because I quite liked when Saka played behind the striker the other day. I thought that could have been a new thing for him, because he's struggling out wide clearly. So maybe a new position for him in the 10, it could be a good thing for him. Closer to goal potentially. And that again is more competition for Eze. So he might be back to being, as what's his name said, Ebebenche soon anyway, when they play against proper teams.
Well, I'll come to you now, Rhys, because obviously you guys are playing Arsenal next. What do you think about the approach? Because Khem said sitting back, but I don't know if Tottenham sat back, I still think they're getting absolutely slapped up because they're just not good enough to do that. But do you think taking that approach would work better against players like Gyökeres and Eze, or do you think you're going to go with something different when you come up against them on the weekend?
I mean, we went to the Emirates 1-0 down after losing at Stamford Bridge and sat back. So, hey, fuck no, it's what we're going to do, boy. No, I think Spurs are poor. I think no matter what game plan Spurs would have had, I think Arsenal would have rumbled them anyway. I think you can just see the levels in terms of the teams and who's where. I've been seeing stuff about apparently Spurs have got a major attitude problem as well with their players, and it just seems like they're just all over the gaff, to be honest. So I think no matter what aspect of the game Tottenham tried to play against Arsenal, I just think Arsenal were gunning for them anyway. They dropped points against Wolves. They weren't about to drop more points. I think they're showing that they're trying to have that mentality. But then again, like, Spurs are shit. So I don't think it's a yardstick to measure sort of Arsenal going forward. I think it's a good win for them to pick themselves up and move into next week or like the next sort of round of games, because obviously they have to take all 3 points against us as well. So I think they're just going to use that as a motivation to bounce over to the next game and then see what happens. But I think Arsenal will take confidence, but I think their feet will be fairly on the ground in terms of going forward and knowing what the task is ahead. And it is just Spurs. They are shocking, absolutely shocking. So I think, it doesn't matter. It's about how they would have played them.
Yeah, no, man. I agree. Nash, did you actually have any hope? Because I'm not going to lie, in this game, I think every single member of the pod went Arsenal win. You may have been the only one who I think didn't, and I think you went out with a Spurs win. So I'm just trying to see, were you trying to get points on us on the prediction league, or did you actually have some faith that Spurs could do something?
No, man, I told you I'm a terrible gambler, and this isn't a perfect example, man. There's no chance that was going to end in either result than Arsenal. And I told you about Igor Tudor, man. He's a con artist, and he proved it in his first game, in his first big game, man. The result was never in doubt.
Yeah, I thought it might be you just going out on a limb to try and save something on the prediction league, but I think this game was always going to be an Arsenal win, barring some sort of catastrophic performance or big mistakes. But to be honest, that Rhys mistake was pretty bad already, and it still didn't make a difference, and they still got absolutely battered. So,
what do you think of Rice's mid-season form lately? It's looking a bit.
It's a bit starchy.
I don't know, man. I think he's been pretty good, man. I think this was a bad mistake, obviously. I think he's been all right. I think the only time I'm like, all right, we might be going too far is when people saying Ballon d'Or and all that kind of stuff with him. Because I think for a DM / kind of, I know he's
DM. Is that what we're calling him now?
Yeah, or like, you know what, an 8, like, but not a Cam. It's quite hard to get a Ballon d'Or, right? Like, unless we're talking Rodri levels, and even then, I don't think Rodri deserved to win it that year. So, I mean, it's quite hard to get it. So, I just think that's a bit early, but I think he's been good.
Okay.
I don't think his form's dipped too much, but maybe, I don't know, Kem's going to say something that I'm a Arsenal lover or something if I say that, but I think he's been all right.
No, the only thing I was going to say was just it was more on Spurs. But like, why do they always have the longest injury list, by the way? Like, I was looking pre-game, and I realized after my prediction, I was like, why? I probably should have put more goals for Arsenal. Like, I swear the last like 4 years, they've just had like always 10 players out. Do they have a doctor or a physio?
No.
What are they doing? Did Levy save money on it? What are they doing?
I think there was a narrative when Andrew was there that because of his football, that used to, be quite difficult for the players because they'd have to run and cover a lot of grass all the time. They're doing obviously a high line and try and have to track back and stuff. But I don't understand why it's got even worse this season, other than just like a really bad medical team. But I mean, all of our big teams have had that, right? I remember Arsenal had that one season where you had a crazy level of injuries. We had a season where we had a crazy level of injuries. When it seems like if a bout of injuries, bad injuries hit you, it just doesn't stop. So I don't know. I mean, they're probably going to sack them all and bring in a new medical staff because the number of injuries they've had is it's mad. But yeah, Tottenham stink, man. We're going to do this again. I think I said it on the last pod, but we're going to do it on every pod. We're going to go around and get everyone's. Are Tottenham going down? Khem, are Tottenham going down or not?
No.
All right, we got one Tottenham staying up. Rhys, are Tottenham going down?
No. Yeah, I would find it very funny. But yeah. Currently I'm not there yet. I feel like they're gonna have an absolute stinker and somehow outdo some of the stinkers that they've had recently, namely last year. But yeah, I think they might just survive by the skin of their teeth. I think Nuno's hatred for Forest is gonna do something. He did, was it allegedly Pogba's family member buried a jackal under the goal or some stuff? Yeah, there's some judge going on at the City ground. I swear the man I catch a judge right now.
Yeah, they're getting slapped now. Last I saw, they were losing to Fenerbahce 2-1. So it looks like they might go through. To be honest, if they go out of Europe, that might be their best bet because that Thursday, Sunday, that's going to be a struggle, man.
Same for Spurs as well, really.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, of course, the United fan thinks getting knocked out of the competitions is a good idea.
Bro, we went to the final last year with it. We should have got knocked out earlier. We may have been higher in the league, but yeah, no. They for them, I don't know. You say Tottenham, they're trying to outdo it, but they finished 17th last season, so them outdoing it is getting relegated. So
I think they're just doing Everton, man. They'll stay up just about.
Yeah. All right, so we got two no's. Nash, what you saying? Do you think Spurs are going down?
Nah, there's just too much money in that squad. I refuse to believe it. They're staying up.
3 no's. My agenda's not working so far. Rhys, are you gonna save me, bro?
No, I'm definitely not. I'm just looking at the table as well. See, the thing is, it's about, I guess, the squad, and Spurs are lucky. There's 2 teams probably worse than them in terms of Forest, who've had like 4 managers, and then West Ham, who have been in the mud. So I just can't see it happening. I see it maybe getting a bit shaky there, but nah, it's between West Ham and Forest, really. This is straight shootout.
All right, we got 4 no's. I'm going to be the only yes. So I'm going to be the one with the vision on this one, yeah? So you man, remember this when it comes to it. Their squad is desperate. Bro, shut up. You're 6th, bro. We're 4th. Their squad is decimated, and if you actually look at it, I might take Forest's squad over them. I know what you're saying, but Forest might have a better team than them. And it might come down to just how far Forest get in Europa. And West Ham are just in form. So I'm not putting any faith in Archie Gray and Bergvall and all Papa Mate Sarr and all these youngsters knowing what to do in a relegation battle, man. And this big Croatian Don as well, their manager. I'm not buying it. I won't go as far as what Nash said, but yeah, I think they're better off getting Big Sam. You know what I mean? They went and got Croatian Big Sam. I don't get it. All right, let's go on to Chelsea Burnley then. Yeah, boy. I was watching a bit of this game, and it looked like Chelsea were going to absolutely pepper them. João Pedro scores relatively early on. And then, yeah, not taking chances, a lot of missed chances. And then Fofana gets 2nd yellow card. I believe someone else should have got a red card. Was it Tosin Rhys? You can correct me or not. There was a slightly shaky moment where he could have seen red. And then, yeah, Burnley score. What's the language that he said? Your manager, Rosinia, said that someone missed their assignment or something like that from the corner. and Burnley equalise. And to be honest, they had a chance really late on as well to win it from another corner. But yeah, disappointing result. Rhys, I feel like we've done this too many times on a pod where we're talking about red cards. Is there a discipline issue? 7 red cards in a season. Something's going on, man. Well, you can't be happy now. That's 2 home draws against promoted teams. You said no crash outs, but I'm not believing you.
Oh god, it's too predictable, man. Do you know what it is? It's a typical story of our season where we do look well and then we just gas out and then look burnt afterwards. Not finishing our chances in the first half. Same story again, not finishing our dinner, and then the red cards, obviously, and then from there it's all a bit downhill. We've dropped 19 points from winning positions, which is mad when you put that into context. 2 red cards away from the Premier League record, so it's not there yet, lads, but plenty of time to go to achieve that if we're not still breaking records out here, you know, blue side of London. 3 red cards away from our own personal 11, red card 11, which probably again we'll see that soon. But yeah, in general, it's just a mentality thing, man. Fofana getting sent off, smiling like a dickhead, like it's all like, what are you smiling for, bruv? Like, you've just been sent off. You were crying a couple of weeks ago in the Emirates. Like, where's your tears now? Like, where's the passion? Like, it's just a mentality, and that's what pisses me off. Because at the end of the day, like, you can see it's a challenge you don't need to make. You can see we're only 1-0 up. You can see we're not putting our chances away, and it's the same thing. Like, we can talk about assignments missed and all that bullshit, but at the end of the day, it's a mentality thing. Because number one, we're not finishing our dinner, and that's Palmer as well. He has to hold his hands up and say, like, he's not making the correct decisions in key moments in the attacking third. And then, yeah, we're just like, it's a shambles, man. It's a shambles. And we're very much in danger of missing out on Champions League. I make that 3 out of 5 seasons under this new regime that we haven't been playing in Europe. And you can say, obviously, we was chatting about the financial loss, but I just feel like with us not achieving what we're supposed to achieve, because these lot, the problem is they've bought Chelsea and thinking they can beat the game with these low value transfers and obviously high player sales, but also win at the same time. But it just doesn't work like that. So it's just making their model just look even more ridiculous. So it's not really looking good. It looks like we're going to be in the mud for a little bit longer. The run we've actually got coming up now, it's getting worse. So yeah, it's not looking as rosy as I might have thought of. Racine is going to definitely have to earn his keep moving forward in terms of the games we've got. And in reality, as much as Arsenal are up for it, we can't afford to drop points, even though we probably will. So yeah, I don't know. I think the players, the one thing I do rate about Racine, though, he did come out and say, he did sort of, even though he said this whole assignment thing, he did just say about, like, I'm starting to learn about the players I can trust. Hence why Garnacho has been riding the bench out here. Yes, I did say that would be a flip hand. You like watch 35 to 40 million next season. Atletico Madrid, maybe Arsenal. You never know. They do like our cast-offs. But yeah, man. We got a tough run and we need to pull our socks up and get to it, man. Because if we don't, we're in danger of finishing 5th or 6th, probably 6th. So we need to get it together. I'm sick of the red cards. I think they all need to have a word with themselves. It's not about management. It's about mentality. Like, you're not like, whether it's Burnley or not, or whether it's good opposition, shit opposition, we're 1-0 up. We're not coasting. We're not away. We're not putting our chances away. So why would you go and do that? So, not so much a crash out, just a mini rant, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. To be honest, this little spell you've had where you've dropped points at home is quite similar to and you won't like this comparison, but it's quite similar to our spell with Amrim, where we had a easier run of fixtures at home, and we didn't win. We drew with Wolves, we drew with West Ham, I think, and just had really poor results, with the Man City and Arsenal games then coming up. Unfortunately, we then, well, unfortunately for you, I think you probably won't sack Rosenior to get another new manager in ahead of these like harder fixtures, but that helped us get the bounce to beat Razor's smug lot and also beat City as well in the hard run. So I don't know, man. It's going to be tough, but you definitely shouldn't have dropped points here. And Cole Palmer, after missing that open goal against Leeds, he's had another stinker in this game. He's missed a lot of chances, man. And I know he's injured still, partly or whatever, but yeah, you need your big players to step up in those tight games, I guess, and he didn't, unfortunately.
I think he can be quite guilty of maybe trying too hard when it's not going his way, or maybe trying to go that extra mile when it's not working. You can just see that in some of the decision making, maybe in the final thirds. But yeah, I think he needs to find his feet, and we need just a bit of more team cohesion, maybe. But yeah, even Esteval, he looks like he's done his hammy, so he might be out for a while. So yeah, it's not looking good. But even then, like, it's just, I'm just happy at least Rosenior doesn't like Garnacho, because even on the wings he's putting Enzo out there, and like, yeah, he's running it like that. So count your days. And I'm only saying that, I'm not just because I did try and give him a chance, man. I did try and give him a chance, but he is a terrible 1v1 winger. I've never seen. Yeah, I mean, I could get the ball off him, bruv. That's saying a lot. I'm a heavy smoker.
But bro, you know what it is? It tells you a lot when almost the whole fan base of ours was united to sell someone who came through our youth academy. We don't want to sell any of our youth academy unless they're absolute scumbags. And in fact, we were by the end so ready to just get rid of him. Like you knew what was happening. You knew it wasn't a good signing, but you have to give him a go. But it looks like in the quickest way ever, he's alienated loads of your fan base. Your manager's already seen that he's useless, and yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if you try and flog him. But Razor, you lot obviously got Chelsea at the weekend. I'm sure you watched this or saw the highlights. What did you make of this game? And yeah, as a team that got dubbed as having discipline problems in previous seasons, what do you make of all these red cards?
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't enjoying Chelsea's current form. Not their specific like last 5 games, but just like how it's going generally. You know, Rhys is disappointed, but they're the world champs. I think him and the other Blues should be a bit more grateful to the claim he's gone off. I'm looking forward to playing Chelsea, which, you know, I may regret saying, but I also have said that before we played Chelsea the past however many times that we played Chelsea, and they haven't been able to get a win. Yeah, I don't know if Rosenior will gamble it, but I think he needs something. Like, he needs a catalyst. I think Chelsea are in danger of having a mentality problem, not to the level or extent of Spurs, but their own version of that, in the sense where it's like, you know, like the ethos or the higher ups kind of approach to how they play the game with the club seeps through into the players, into the fan base. And yeah, you end up in a position where that kind of stuff goes on and people don't really care. And I think when you look at the red card, wasn't necessary, like Rhys said. The reaction, like, I was cracking up when Rhys was talking about it, because I can't lie, I would be fuming. Exactly what you said, just like like you're laughing when you get sent off, but you're crying, like getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup. Are you okay? Is everything all right at home, bro? Like, yeah. I just think like it's tricky because they don't really play like they know what the system is. And like, okay, cool, you can celebrate Garnacho being taken out of the mix, but does that mean that the system makes more sense now? you've just got one less Watless guy on the field. There are still more Watless guys. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, you said it best, Rizzle. Not finishing your dinner against Burnley at home. He's not good. He doesn't look very good, you know. So yeah, in Lana's absence, it's weird being an Arsenal fan minority on the pod. So strange. But in Lana's absence, I will deliver the line. Chelsea continue to be rubbish, or have their problems, and it makes me very happy.
We're all just one rep, by the way. So I know you're the lowest number you've had on the pod. Yeah.
Well, no, Nash was here. Like the United guys did have their first majority since Haramarim graced the gates of Old Trafford, but he literally just dropped off and didn't return. I thought you mentioned the prediction league standings or something.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I hear you, man. It is weird. It is weird to have that kind of performance at home against Burnley. I know Burnley are pretty much. I know they played a bit better recent weeks, but they're done. Right? They're not really playing for much. This should be a tap-in game for you guys to just get a narrow or convincing 2-0, 3-1 win or something like that and keep it moving. But yeah, Rossini's got some work on his hands. What do you think, Khem, about Chelsea's recent performances and obviously. The three of us, United, Chelsea, and Liverpool, are in a bit of a race for Champions League. Surely this was a boost for you guys. You're now on level points, right? So you got to be happy with the result.
Yeah, for now, I suppose. But I don't think it's not all doom and gloom for Chelsea. Maybe the losses that they're posting or whatever. Maybe that's I don't know what distraction attempt that was, because it's not a positive one. You got to drop kits when your team don't win. You have to drop new merch. That's how it goes. We're doing that now, apparently. Fashionista FC reincarnated, but they're still undefeated in apart from the Arsenal Cup games. They haven't lost in a while. They're still going strong in the FA Cup. They're unbeaten in, I think, at least their last 6 Premier League games. Back-to-back draws isn't great, but you're still there where you need to be in the mix. And as for the race for the top 4, we're trash, but it's all about the Red Cartel sticking together and dragging Aston Villa down. That's the only way we can all make it really out the hood. Same with Forest going down. That's also a victory for the Red Cartel as well. These dumb teams spending too much and crying about it. Yeah, so fuck off, get relegated, Suge Knight. By the way, I didn't even know Sean Dyche got sacked, by the way, until we played him last week. I was like, where's he gone? And then they got a new guy, and so I didn't even know that. Thanks for updating us there. But Chelsea, not great. That no lead is safe in the Prem. Fofana is stupid because he barely plays, so he should really be enjoying every minute possible that he has on the pitch and not throwing it away, getting himself suspended, because he's the sort of guy that will pull a hamstring just like pulling his car out of the garage or something. You guys definitely should play Achampong more at the back, because I don't think he's had a red card yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rhys. So he's one that you should give more minutes to. But yeah, if Cole Palmer's not fit, don't play him, man. You have played well without him this season. If he's struggling to play multiple games in a week, then you got to rotate him in and out, man. It just gets like that. So you don't want to be carrying someone just for the sake of carrying them. Pause on, pause, play on. But with your results, it's not all doom and gloom, mate. It's all good. Burnley, I think we struggled against them as well. United probably did. They've always been historically a difficult fixture. Yeah, they're going to go down, but they're not going to give up, man. They're still going to get their parachute payment. And some of those players might want to get a transfer to another team when they get relegated, so they're still going to show out. And the manager's also going to want to look good, even though they're going to probably get relegated. So, yeah, man, you just have to keep calm and carry on, son. Clear Lakin.
All right, nice one. Trying to go on, Razor. What are you going to say, bro?
I've heard a lot of people talking about what Khem was just saying about Kopama, maybe not trying to play more than one game in a week. I just wanted to ask Rhys, as a Chelsea fan, how do you feel about the potential of 2 of your best in the league at their X position, Y position players not being able to play more than one game a week like they're Man United? Thank you.
That's definitely a you question, Rhys. I can't answer that one for you, bro.
Game management, man. It's game management. Saving them for a rainy day. Like,
I'm glad
Kawhi
you didn't
Palmer at
use.
his age is crazy, by the way.
I'm glad you didn't use. Kawhi Palmer is crazy. I'm glad you didn't
Honestly.
use the NBA term for game
Yeah,
management because that's
bloody hell, I
also
know.
Yeah, wow.
that's also different. I don't know if it's gonna rain on Sunday, so if you want to keep Kopama and Rhys James on the bench, it's all good with me, man. Or bring him.
we need them, bro.
we
Jesus.
need, bro. We need to have the Rhys James, Jurian Timber debate because we haven't had that enough
what's this-
after that picture. You know,
When Ray dropped
I think
those
James
stats,
will
was
be
Rhys
right back.
James a culpable for like the most mistakes or something? Was that in the list, or did I miss that one?
Worst
can I
defensive
double check?
positioning, but they want to
Ah,
compare
okay.
him to my guy that walks with the Lord, Pastor
What is
Urian.
positioning though? What? How many times he got caught out of position?
It's the position in which you defend, and don't be dense. Don't be dense, my guy.
Wait,
You
which
know what
position
he's
is he getting
bad
caught
at.
out? Is he getting caught out in midfield or right back? Like, which one are we claiming for his mistakes?
No, they said in the Prem, out of all the players, positionless,
Even worse than
Get me.
Kirkes, man. Bloody hell, mate.
workheads. Get me.
I mean,
Put respect on Pastor Jurian's name. That's
We
what
got
I ask.
midfielders at right back and they're not even bottom of the list, man. What's going on?
yeah, but I mean, anyway, I'm gonna avoid this one. But yeah, we'll have the Rhys James Timber chat again after this game because yeah, we love to have that on this pod. All right, let's move on from Chelsea and let's give Rhys a bit of a break. Forest Liverpool 1-0. God knows how this game ended 1-0 to Liverpool. What did Jamie Carragher call it? The biggest robbery, and he definitely knows about robberies. So 1-0 Liverpool.
That's why we have the disclaimer, by the way, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
allegedly.
These guys have to hide. My goodness.
Allegedly, Alexis McAllister scores a late goal. Well, he scored 2 late goals, but one of them was disallowed, correctly so, and then one of them was allowed incorrectly so. And you win 1-0, Khem. I know you've got this agenda where you want Slot out, but surely still part of you's happy when you get wins, especially how badly you were playing in the first half. To somehow get a win is a bonus, no?
First of all, guys, just to clarify, let me back my guy here. He meant he robbed a TV career because he obviously spat at a child, and most people would be sacked for that. So that's what he obviously meant, isn't it? And
Obviously, and allegedly was thrown in there just in
allegedly.
Case,
he didn't allegedly spit though; that was on camera. But with the team, that's I don't know how it was possible to have a first half performance that was even worse than some of the other first half performances I've seen this season, and that's the issue I have with this coach. That's your plan A, and every single week plan A goes to piss, and then you have to just say, guys, just remix whatever you know from last year and the previous coach, and just maybe a little bit of your international team knowledge, and just literally wing it. Like Forest had played away in Turkey on Thursday, so realistically they wouldn't have been focused on the next match until late on the Friday and probably more or so on the Saturday. It would have just been recovery. You'd never have thought that Liverpool were the team that had not played for 8 days in that fixture, in that first 60 minutes, 70 minutes, really. And it's the same as the Palace game earlier in the year, or even the first time we played Forest. So many matches. He spent a week with tactics, and we look like that. At least this time, Alisson didn't have to make a million great saves. Most of their attempts were off target. They were close enough, but Konate and Van Dijk held it down, in my opinion. I think that's one of their better matches. They've been on a good run together lately. Konate has been playing really well lately. It's quite evident that a lot of his poor form must be down to when maybe I think he was mentally elsewhere when his father was not doing too good before he passed, sadly. So that must be a big part, which a lot of things we don't know with footballers. They never obviously disclose all of these things, but they played really well together. Kirkes, jokes aside from earlier, he did actually play really well. But the right back Szoboszlai fetish continues. Some reason he thought, let me just put my best player in our team, our best guy to press, and probably our most athletic player on the damn team. Let's just stick him at right back out of position again and waste what he can do. Wirtz got injured in the warm up, so his idea was let me play Curtis Jones as the attacking mid. Then the guy who takes a million touches and can't do anything and just gives the ball away. Like, honestly, he's only still here because he's Scouse. Like, that's the truth with Curtis Jones, if I'm being real. If he was some random French don or like Italian or something, yeah, he'd be gone ages ago, man. Even if he was English from somewhere else, I think he'd be gone. But he's still here because he's Scouse. Literally that. I don't care. I'm saying it. But yep, he switched it up. He put McAllister further forward, moved Jones to right back because he doesn't want to use our remaining right back that's still alive. Ramsey still doesn't trust anyone. And then I think Gomez came on late and then doesn't want to risk starting him. And then we did steal it. I can't lie. We did steal it. We've lost a few games with the late goals as well. So you could say it evens itself out. I don't feel like Forest. I wouldn't say they deserve to win. I think a draw is fair if you want to go with that. The goal was correctly given. After, sorry guys, this guy required like 5 different stills apparently to confirm that the semi-automated technology is indeed correct. Because sorry that Van Dijk is taller than the other guy marking him, mate. Like, you couldn't see him behind him. That's not his fault, but his foot played him on. Okay, let it go, man. Like, I know you hate us, but Jesus Christ, man.
He was offside, man. He was offside.
It wasn't offside, though. It wasn't offside.
Two of them offside. We're gonna ask. We'll ask these other two just for clarity.
Are
right?
you serious? His foot is there to the side. No one told him to stand with his legs spread like he's a damn, what they call it now, content creator, for crying out loud. Yeah, Jesus. We were to do this with a throw. It was a goal. All right. It was a goal.
You got the 1-0, and I don't know if I agree with the
Nash and grab.
The if Forest didn't deserve a win. I don't know. Rhys, did you watch the game? Because when I watched it, I honestly felt like Forest deserved to win based on how much they peppered you in the first half. But I don't know, Rhys, what do you think? Do you think Liverpool got out of dodge, or do you think it was just a tight game that they just about nicked at the end?
I think Forest, yeah, they did start with intent. I think in the first half they did create a few chances. Nico Williams, I thought he was all right.
He was good. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. So, but I think as Liverpool sort of came into the game a bit better, maybe it was close. It was more closely contested. So, yeah, I wouldn't say Forest sort of deserved the win. Maybe based off the first half, you could have said they could have nicked something. But yeah, a draw probably would have been a fairer result rather than the Liverpool win, though.
Yeah, what do you make of the VAR decisions? Because the handball, we'll start with the handball one, right? No, because the handball one's I think if you look online, is the most
correctly given, correctly
disallowed.
Sorry.
No, but I know, but I think Chelsea had one against Leeds where there was a handball in the move and it wasn't given. So that's why I'm coming to Rhys. Do you think that it was a bit annoying to see another similar decision have a different result?
Kind of, but it just sums up with the lack of consistency, I guess, of the league. And it's subjective, isn't it? One ref will look at it and give a goal or not a goal, and the other one probably won't. So, yeah, I think until we get a bit of consistency in the guidelines about how these refs are making these decisions, you're always it's all about whataboutery, isn't it? Like, it's not going to make any difference.
What Chelsea one wasn't given? What game?
So now it was the second Leeds goal, wasn't it? It was the equaliser.
In the build up. I think it was a handball in the build up, and then scored.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's subjective, man. I don't think there's no sort of consistency with these refs. So it's just difficult to say, like, to feel hard done by, because yeah, it's just they're all just going off what they see at the time rather than the actual protocol.
No, you're right, but you know what? You know what makes this irritating is because I feel like that handball rule, they've tried to make it clearer in that they said any handball in the lead up to a goal will disallow it. Right? That's what everyone understood was the rule, and then now they've started to put a subjective lens over it. And with the offside stuff, right, Khem, whether it's Van Dijk one will leave, but let's say Ekitike is definitely offside, right? As far as I can remember, that's
He
still
wasn't
and the thing,
involved in
right?
the goal though, bro.
No. I know. But if you remember, I think it was last season, there was a goal we scored at Fulham, and Harry Maguire was no. I'm just saying off the top of my head. I'm sure there's been other incidents, right? And Harry Maguire wasn't involved. He didn't touch the ball, but he was in the vicinity of. I think Scott McTominay scored the goal in the end, right? And they disallowed it, saying that he was in the area of where the ball was touched, and then afterwards, the goal was scored. And so this offsides and handballs shouldn't be subjective, right? They should, if you have rules that are very clear about them, they should just be the decisions. So whether it's this Liverpool game or United game, Chelsea, Arsenal, whoever it is, like we can't keep going from week to week and then they just ref differently.
Was your examples? Because I don't remember it. Even though he didn't score many goals last season, I still don't remember this one. But like with Maguire's one, was he blocking the keeper's view? Because we had one disallowed against City, where it was always going in the bottom corner, and apparently someone was Robertson, who's like 5'6", was apparently still blocking Donnarumma somehow. So
that one though, I understand why with the blocking view, the blocking the keeper's view, there is a contentious element to it, right? Because it depends on the angle, it depends where the keeper is, and like kind of, I think that one's a bit harder to judge. Now the Maguire one it didn't have anything to do with it. It was literally the ball was crossed in, Maguire was at the back post, he was slightly offside, and he was just in the mix, and the ball dropped. He didn't touch it, or he had no involvement in the play whatsoever, and it just bounced to Scott McTominay, and then he scored. I think Garnacho then like kind of played it back, and he was onside, but Maguire was in the zone, right? And that's what I mean with the Ekitike one. If you want to say Van Dijk's onside, fair enough, whatever. But they've refed it differently in the fact that Ekitike is not far from where that ball drops. And then, he's not involved with the pass in the ball, but they've refed it differently. But yeah, anyway, you got the win. Rhys, I'll come to you, bro, because you obviously just off cam there for a bit. Rhys was saying that maybe a draw was a fair result. Khem was also kind of saying, don't know if Nottingham Forest deserved the win. So maybe I'm just out on my haterade by myself. But I felt like Forest probably deserved to win if there was going to be a winner. What did you make of that game?
That was a leading question, Ant. But luckily for you, I'm also a hater. I actually did feel like Forest deserved a little bit of something from the game. I think Liverpool were a little bit fortunate. Not, again, very similar to like, we didn't really talk about it too much, did we? But like the Gabriel, there's been a lot of discourse about the Gabriel foul that led to the disallowed second goal. I think when things are refed by the letter of the law, there's still a space for like interpretation and whatnot. Now, if you've ever played, I don't know, excluding Khem, if you've ever played any kind of good level of football, you're gonna understand, that like somebody the size, of Ekitike, somebody that has that level of goal threat, being in the area that the ball is being played into in front of goal, it's going to distract the defender, innit? It's going to affect the way the defender moves. It's going to affect how the goalkeeper positions himself. And I think it goes back to what Rhys said about consistency. So, like, for me, if I was a Liverpool disgusting. If I was a Liverpool fan, I would feel pissed if that goal got disallowed. But at the same time, if I was a Forest fan, I'd be fuming because it's like, how's my defender
about it? Apart from Ant, that's the thing. I've not seen anyone complain about it.
There's a lot of discourse online about
there's been discourse.
What are you on, like the ultra Nottingham freaking Facebook groups or something? Like apart from that, no one gives a shit, man.
Hey,
like, bro, there's
let me talk.
There is, but it's like Rhys said, there is about the Gabriel thing too, right?
I don't think there's hate. See, the Gabriel discourse is over Dessa, but I don't think there's like people being like, oh, this is a disgrace. Like Liverpool have been gotten away with murder. I don't think that's a discussion. I think like Rhys and Antony both alluded to, football fans who watch enough football have noticed that there have been times this season when similar challenges, similar opportunities have been ref differently. And I think that's what people are talking about. Even with the Gabriel situation, I can put my own team in it. Like if you think I'm just hating on Paul or hating on you, which I do. Fair enough. But like, if you see your team get reffed a certain way, and then you see another team not get reffed that way, that will be frustrating to a football fan. I don't think that's a wild sort of conclusion to come to. And I don't think it necessarily has to be that polarizing discourse where people are like, oh, Forest or robbed. Obviously, Antony has his agenda. None of us are unaware of that. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, but it is fair to say that, like, yeah, if that happened against my club, I'd probably feel a bit like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? And I think like what Rhys said is key in it. Like, it's about consistency. Because if there's consistency, happen against my club, but it'll happen against your club too. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's the key point. It's not an attack. Nobody is calling you names. Well, I alluded to calling you names. So I was calling you names. But
it's not even
okay.
a club.
The thing is, I understand the refs are bad, right? They're inconsistent, but I don't understand your I don't know why you're shaking about our top 4 battle, man. We're worse than you somehow. Like, you're gonna be fine, okay? I know you're pissed that a rival team collected 2 extra points, undeserved probably, from that match. I get that. Hey, I get it. But you're whinging about the decision when it was actually, as an anomaly, it was actually refereed correctly. Like, it's a rare one. The game was refereed correctly. The goal that was disallowed, as much as it was crazy and clearly ball to hand, the rules are any ball touch, any handball involved in the build up to a goal.
Man, struggling not to
any
drop something forward.
I don't know, any handball in the build up to a goal will be disallowed, right? So that's cool. When I saw that, I was like, gutted, thought it hit his back, on the first view, but it hit his arm. All right, we move on. This one, again, looked like it was offside, but it's not like Hugo was blocking a defender or anything like that, or altered direction of it. Hugo was behind the midget guy with the afro that was behind Van Dijk. Okay, he didn't freaking alter anything. Like, he wasn't even. He's not even fully there anyway. He was.
No. We get it, bro. We get it.
So that's why he wasn't even back on side. Virgil got the header. Probably should have scored from it. Great save. McAllister tapped in. Stop hating. It was correctly refereed. We should celebrate a rare moment in the Prem when we saw the correct decision given, because it doesn't happen much. Like the Gabriel incident.
Can I just say, yeah, earlier this season, I can't remember which player it was, probably like Calafiori or one of our fullbacks. An Arsenal fullback got a yellow card for trying to dry the ball before a long throw with a towel. Yeah.
Was the ref Moroccan?
I don't know. I'm not getting involved in that one. That's the rules. You're not supposed to do that. Like, you're not supposed to slow down the restart by drying the football with a towel. You can dry it on your shirt and then throw it on the flipping pitch, mate. The problem is that since that, I have watched several Premier League games and I've not seen any other players penalized, warned, or carded for drying the ball with a towel. I saw Coyote do it like 4 times. And honestly, that pissed me off more. It pissed me off more than the equalizer. It pissed me off more than the equalizer, because they deserved the equalizer, but he deserved the yellow card. Football fans are petty. They're going to remember the thing that happens to them, and they're going to be like, hold on a minute. It wasn't like that when it was us. And, you benefited from it. So whilst I do hear what you're saying in the sense that, like, yeah, it was refereed correctly, also let people like Antony be like, because.
But is it correct though? We don't even know. But this is the thing. This is why.
Do I like it? No. Was it correct?
Never.
I would have honestly. I would have preferred if McAllister's first goal was allowed and the second one was disallowed. By what I think is football.
Yeah. No. Me too. I agree with that too, right? And Khem, don't crash out.
So you'll say that, but Forest still deserved to win then, apparently. So we still had a goal that should have been given in your morals then, basically. So you're just hating for the sake of it.
No. When I say Forest deserved to win, I'm saying they have to blame themselves. Because even if they conceded that goal, they should have bagged some goals. They had lots of half chances and good chances where they were 1-on-1 with Alisson, where they should have done better. So I'm not basing it on the disallowed goals or anything, right? The disallowed thing and the VAR thing is annoying because, sure, from what you said, it's correct. But then, like Rhys is saying, we've seen other incidents. I'm not even doing a club versus club thing, where like, oh, you like we all get bad decisions more than, I don't know, Man United get bad decisions more than one other club, or Arsenal get more bad decisions or whatever. It's just seeing the incidents be refereed differently, and then your idea or understanding of what's the correct decision is warped. It's like with that Gabriel one is a good example. Lenny Yoro scored a goal. So this is me saying the opposite of what I said earlier. He scored a goal where he had two hands on the back of someone, and then against Fulham, and he scored, and they allowed the goal. Right? I think there was one where Newcastle, Joe Linton, I remember I was with Johns. Joe Linton was climbing all over the back of an Arsenal defender, and they allowed the goal, no problem. And then this one, two hands on the back, disallowed. So it's not even a team versus team thing. It's just seeing incidents be refereed differently. It's like now we don't understand what's right, what's wrong. It's just like you guys have all said, just be consistent.
We've said that on every pod, to be honest. That's the one thing we all agree on, is that the refs are crap. But I can't keep slandering and insulting referees, because I'd like them to tune into the social media derby as well. Like, I do think that we should have foreign refs or just use robots, but we're stuck with the gammon fucks. So we just have to carry on. We just have to live with it. I've given up. I tapped out. I even sent you didn't even reply to me completely when I sent you the whole Diaz situation. I know you ignored that one on purpose, but we just have to live with it. They stink.
No. I mean, no one's denying the Diaz one. That's a terrible decision.
Our wingers,
but yeah,
they were trash. That should have been in your outline, by the way. Our wingers were god awful in that game. They do the same thing, cut inside and shoot it at the defender's shins, and have to rinse and repeat that every single week. So, still,
yeah,
say
it was
no
a poor
to
display.
management.
It was a poor display, and also just in the interest of fairness, the amount of slander I've given other strikers, including my own, when they've been stinky, Ekitike needs to start scoring again, bro.
Should have scored that.
He's been missing some chances.
The McAllister one, right? That header from Rio's cross. Yeah, that was an easy one to put away. I don't know what he was doing.
But not even in this game. In recent games, he's been missing some big chances. In City game, he missed a few chances. In other recent games, he's been a bit more wasteful. So if Gyökeres is passing him in the scoring charts, he needs to.
Is that all comps? Are we doing that one?
I don't know, bro. I'm not doing all that rubbish, but he's definitely been missing some chances. And we all rate Ekitike, but he's definitely not had his shooting boots on recently. But all right, let's move on to United then. 1-0 win at Everton Monday night. I hate Monday night kickoffs, but it is what it is. Benjamin Sesko counter-attacking goal in, I think, the 70th minute. It was Royal Rumble settings from every single effing corner that Everton had. I think they had like 10 or 11 corners to like one of ours. And the memes have been flying around because they had looked like they had their entire 11 just like crowded around Lamens for every single corner. But it didn't work. Our goalie stood firm. We won 1-0. It wasn't the greatest game. I'm not going to lie. That first half was diabolical. Both teams had, I think, 13 days off, and it looked like they just hadn't done 1 minute of training or preparation for the game because it was really, really poor. Second half was proper David Moyes doing his best Tony Pulis impression. I don't know, 35 crosses, corners.
Best Arteta impression.
Well, yeah, haram ball for sure. But our goal was nice. Really nice, switch by Cunha. Mbeumo has like a really sloppy touch, but then afterwards manages to lay it off to Sesko, who I think clocked one of the fastest speeds in the Prem this season, like 35 kilometers or something. Breezed past Tarkowski and tucks it away. And I think we just about deserved the win, but it was a rubbish game. And so I'm glad that we just got that out the way. One interesting stat, though, I think Carrick in his 6 Premier League games has got 3 clean sheets. And I think before that, I think it was 18 or 19 games that Amorim had, or whatever it was, he only managed to get 2 clean sheets. So Carrick's come in, he's changed our life defensively, man. And yeah, we're back into the top 4, 3 points clear of the Scousers and Chelsea, and only 3 points behind Villa. So we can start looking up now as well, maybe. But yeah, 1-0 win. Khem, did you watch the game? I don't blame you if you didn't Monday night.
No, I tuned in, man. It was a bad game. Everton really struggle at home. They're still not used to this new ground, I think. They've got a better away record. David Moyes teams are usually a counter-attacking kind of team. They stay in the game, make it ugly. They're not used to this this new lovely stadium, big pitch. They haven't got the profile of players for it yet, I think. And it's not the same sort of cauldron-like atmosphere that Goodison had for sure. I don't think, not yet anyway. I think Spurs are the same thing, just growing pains. But credit to United. I do slander Yoro a lot. He had a good game. I'll give him some credit. I can't lie. He's doing well. Larman's baby Courtois held it down against the disgusting Arteta legacy tactics from every corner. And Ole Gunnar Sesko got another one. Yeah, fair play to him. Kinder Bueno's quick, man. I can't lie. He's rapid. He is absolutely rapid. Like, he doesn't look fast, but he is super quick. It's like me going against Razor in a race for sure. So with that in mind, great play by Cunha. Another smash and grab away win from a team with 20 titles, but there's no hate here. Just full praise to you guys. Carrick, would you be happy to give him a contract? Because Gary Neville's still running around saying he wants a higher profile manager. But I mean, Guardiola was managing a B team before he came about. Like Arteta was an assistant manager before he came about. You have to start somewhere. So I don't know why he's so insistent on having like a headline name coming in. I just wanted to, I know you got to go to the other guys, but at some point I just want to know why your ex-players still talk so much shit when they were failed managers.
You know what it is, yeah? There's very clearly a bit of a divide between the class of 92 and that era of United legends and the 2006 onwards United legends. Because like the ones from that later batch, they're all much more, they're actually back in Carrick and they're like, look, if he does well, sign the thing like Rio did with Ole Gunnar, right? But the class of 92, obviously Roy Keane, not biggest Carrick fan. Scholes and Nicky Bart, I think, have said something similar to Gary Neville. So I don't know if there's something around that. I'm not sure, but my opinion is if he keeps us in the Champions League and if we get third or fourth or something like that, I think unless a Luis Enrique type manager becomes available, you've got to give it to him. You've got to give him the job, man. Pause, because that was crazy. But you've got to give him the job. So I think I don't know though, because I wish Nash was actually here because he was alluding to kind of maybe being a little bit disappointed with the recent performances. And one thing I will say before I throw the questions over to Rhys and Razor about it is definitely in the last 2 or 3 games, our performances have definitely dropped a bit. In the West Ham game and this game, we definitely weren't as good. And I think we probably needed to come up with an alternative to a team playing a little bit more defensively against us, like West Ham and Everton did. And he's just gone for the same lineup in every single game. The only change he's made is when Dorgu obviously got injured. And I think both for the West Ham game and this Everton game, I would have started Sesko. And he didn't. So we're going to have to see a bit more kind of versatility from Carrick, I think, before at least I'm going to be ready to say, give Carrick the job ahead of Enrique's and Nagelsmann's and these other dons, but I don't know. Razor, what did you make of the game, bro? I don't know if you caught it live, but what did you make of us getting the win? And, you know, Sesko and a few of these other guys that Khem mentioned.
I did watch it live for sins that I committed in a previous life because fuck me, was that boring. Yeah. I watched a lot of the stuff that the team that I support get accused of going on. Manhandling the goalkeeper mainly. But you know what? I love the internet because the internet never forgets, and the internet flashed up some great receipts of, I believe it was Brentford scoring a goal against us by manhandling our keeper about 3-4 seasons ago. So yeah, about the Arteta legacy, you know, Khem loves a bit of misinformation. Earlier on, he tried to make a flex about how long we take to. Yes, I'm aware that we're talking about United, but he pissed me off. tried to make a little dig about how long we take to take corners. Yeah. Ignored the fact that his local rivals, who he just spent about 34 good seconds noshing off about how nice their stadium is, are the overall longest in the league. We actually take goal kicks faster than any team in the league, including his precious Liverpool. Now that I've got that off my chest, I can go back to talking about how bloody boring I found that United versus Everton game. Yeah, agree with you, but I also think, stay with me here, Carrick knows that it's not his girl, it's just his turn, or at least he currently thinks that that's the case right now. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not trying to do anything too mad. He's not trying to roll the boat out. He's not spending bare money and taking her to a sexy fish or a Nobu, because he's like, the real guy that you're saving yourself for is going to come along real soon. And as long as that's hanging above him, I don't think he's going to throw anything too mad out there. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you can be too mad of him for throwing anything mad out there, because the brief was, hey, you heard of the Titanic? Yeah, they're envious of, like, we're envious of their thing right now. Do you know what I'm saying? So he was brought in to steady the ship. You greedy fucking bastards. You won against us. You won against City. You nearly shaved my man's wig top. And suddenly you're like, oh, he's not experimenting enough. You had your experimental manager. How the fuck did that work out for you?
Bro, bringing Sesko in is not a crazy
Be happy
experiment.
with the 3
Come on.
points, please. Please be happy with the 3 points. I'm glad. I agree with you. He should show the boy a bit more like trust, because he does seem to be playing well. He seems to be getting goals whenever he comes on. But yeah, for a football club that employed Gabriel Martinelli, or has employed Gabriel Martinelli for a long time, just because man get goals off the bench doesn't mean they do when they start. Just a theory, just an idea that I would like to share with you. So, like I said, I don't. You're winning games that you weren't winning a couple of games ago, and like, so I don't know what to say in terms of that. Was it boring? Absolutely. Did you pick up 3 points? Yes. Do I like that? No. But if I was you, I would be grateful. There is the analysis that I have for you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we like to deal with extremes here. Bringing in Sesko is definitely not experimenting, bro. We had Amrim for 18 months or whatever it was. I've had enough of experiments, right? I don't want to see any more science experiments happening with my lineup. But if a guy scores, and not only scores, but actually plays pretty well, which he has done off the bench, like his goals per minute rate is pretty decent, considering how many games he's actually played. No, but I mean, it's not necessarily, right? There are people that come off the bench and don't do much. So he's come off the bench and he scored an equalizer for us against West Ham. He scored a winner against Fulham. He scored a winner in this game as well. Like, you can give him a run out. And the issue is also, I wouldn't take off Mbeumo or Cunha, because as you can see from this game in particular, they combined to also set up the goal. But for the last couple of weeks, Ahmad has been a bit ropey. So when one of the three is not playing that well, take him out. And when you see one of the other players like Sesko or someone, you know, Xerxes or whoever else, or someone else is playing well, you bring him in. That's the whole point of management, right? To be able to tell when your players are playing well and which ones are not playing well. That's why you have training. That's why you have all that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely don't reinvent the wheel. But if you can see someone that's probably going to do quite well in a certain game, don't be scared to play them from the start. That's all I'm saying. But Rhys, what about you, bro? I'm guessing you watched it live as well. If not, you did the right decision. But what did you make of this game, bro?
No, I did not waste an hour and a half of my life watching that shit. No, but I got the highlights though. Yeah,
So just 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's a quick 5 minutes. No, I did think United were creating chances. I think from what I saw, there were a few good ones. Everton did threaten a bit. I do like Njai and Keenan Dewsbury Hall. I think they do have a good thing going with them. So yeah, I do think United did well to get the win. I mean, I don't know in terms of the criticisms. I mean, you're winning games or not losing games that you might have lost in a previous light or under a previous regime. I don't think I would be all mad if I was a United fan. But yeah, no, I think it was a props to United for going away and getting the points, and they're looking lively in the race for the top four. I mean, it seemed all doom and gloom under Amorim, but it seems like Carrick's kind of turned the corner. I just wanted to ask, Anne, do you think how much do you think Carrick's success is attributed to Steve Holland? Because he was at Chelsea. So he was at Chelsea like from when Mourinho was there. So he won Champions League, and so I think Chelsea fans do have quite a soft spot for Steve Holland, and I know he did help. And when Di Matteo was there, he did help in terms of coaching that team to win the Champions League. So do you think Carrick's getting it's a good sort of matchup between those two? And if you think, because I think if he does get the job and Steve Holland is behind him in the coaching team, I don't think it's going to be as bad as people may think. I think Steve Holland's a very good, capable coach.
Bro, you know what? I do. I actually think that's been overlooked a little bit by a lot of United fans, or maybe a lot of fans have looked into that. But I don't know if you lot saw some of the drills and stuff and some of the like warm-up exercises that Amorim's staff used to do with the players. And I remember seeing one that the goalkeeping coach did with Onana. And the man wasn't even kicking the ball. He was like P-rollering it up right up to Onana, and that was his warm-up. And then you see what Carrick's backroom staff, Holland, Woodgate, Evans, and the other goalkeeping don have been doing. And it actually looks like a proper coaching setup. So no doubt, Steve Holland's played a big part. He was also at England, right, with Southgate. So you never know. He probably added, was doing a lot of the heavy lifting in the background there as well, considering, Southgate's a bit of a puppet and stuff like that. But yeah, no, if he does get the job, I've got no doubt that all of those lot that are currently there will just stay on. I think it'll be similar to when Ollie was the interim. I swear it was the same. Carrick was there as a coach for Jose. They brought McKenna up from like the under 18s. They brought a couple of other guys in. Mike Phelan, I think, came in, and then we just kept them when they gave Ollie the permanent. So I'm sure Steve Holland will get the job as a coach if he does get kept. And I've read stuff about how he's really strict with a lot of the players, and he's like, if you man don't want to work, then don't bother showing up, or like go and play in the under 18s or whatever. And apparently that message has been received a lot better than when Amorim was saying stuff similar. But it seems like everyone's happy. So let's see. I mean, even Sesko, right? He's been scoring off the bench, and he doesn't look like he's not, sulking or doing anything. So there's clearly a decent spirit in there. So yeah, definitely not complaining about the results, and definitely not complaining to be in the top four. Because like you guys, we also released our financials. Razor, don't get too mad. And we did actually make money, but our debt's gone up crazy. So thanks, Glazers, fucking pricks. But yeah, we need to be in the. Bro, I will until either they go or I die, and then it stops. But either way, I'm gonna say Glazers out because they're fucking wankers. But we need Champions League, man. We need it.
They weren't calling people immigrants and stuff, though, the Glazers. They weren't hating on immigration. Just saying, they support it. Probably they saved Brady from bad balls.
Is it just me that Khem's glitching out for?
Nah, Khem was glitching, but I thought it was just me.
It was me.
After last week, I thought it was me.
Sir Ratboy heard you ill on his name, and you started glitching immediately. MI5
as soon as he started talking shit, man. So
man. I was gonna ask Antony, would you retain that level of happiness about Mr. Holland if you found out that he was purely paving the way for Senior Southgate?
I'm not gonna lie, then I'll be livid.
That is my conspiracy, and it is the
no,
world
but that has been going, bro. It's been going around. That actually was going around. That Carrick was just interim now. They get the backroom staff in that Gareth Southgate might want, and then
smooth transition.
Boom, Gareth comes in with his waistcoat, and fucks it all up for us. So yeah, let's hope that it's not the case. But I tell you what, I'm probably more positive about Carrick being the full-time manager than Nash would be, considering what he said earlier. But let's see how it goes. Before we move on to the prediction side of things, obviously there's Champions League that's gone on this week. Real Madrid got through. That's a victory for all of us. They knocked Benfica out, and yeah, Galatasaray managed to get through as well. Atalanta, Newcastle, Atletico Madrid, Bodo Glimt got a big win against Inter, and Leverkusen got through. So while Khem sorts out his internet, Razor, I think you guys can either draw Atalanta or Leverkusen. Do you have a preference in that? Draws tomorrow.
Yeah, the draw is tomorrow, 11 a.m. I think. I was too deep in a doom scroll and I didn't really care who we got before, but now I have seen all the boffins talking about how there is a silver side of the draw and a blue side of the draw. And if we're on, I believe, I'm not sure, the blue side of the draw, which I think is Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Then we will be something easier path to the Champions League final, etc. And then we also want another team to be on the other side of the. I'm gonna be really fucking honest. I don't understand the new format. The table confused me a little bit. I think I'm getting there. Obviously, you want a favorable draw, especially when you're playing on multiple fronts. But yeah, I don't really feel like I have a preference out of either of them in the next round. I think it's about winning all the games. It's not like it's the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Like you actually just can't hide. You have to be prepared to play whichever team. Leverkusen, I think. I'm not sure. Atalanta, I have like quite a high like sort of regard from whenever I see them play. They seem to be they seem to be flipping like involved in dogfights, to be honest. That seems to be whatever I see whenever I turn on an Atalanta game and they're playing. It's just end to end, wall to wall action, and they like running at teams. So yeah, even though they don't have Lookman, I'm still a little bit like eyebrow raise about them. But yeah, overall, bring it on.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team, Atalanta. So you're right. There is a silver side of the draw and there's a blue side, and so we can only go off obviously the teams that qualified in this playoff game to kind of judge what the strength of the draw is, because we'll find out tomorrow where the seeded teams drop. But the silver side has PSG already, has Galatasaray, has Real Madrid, and then has Atalanta. So going off the playoff teams, you probably want to avoid that side, but you don't know who, you know, some of the seeded teams, maybe the weaker seeded teams may be drawn in that side. You're not sure. But on the blue side, you've got Newcastle, Atleti, Bodo Glimt, and Leverkusen. So you might want that side if you look at the strength of that. But yeah.
Want the blue side and City on the silver side.
Yeah. That's well, if the City go on the silver side, they play Real Madrid, so that will be a crazy round of 16. Khem, you lot can either get Galatasaray or Atleti. You want Galatasaray, right? Or I know you played them earlier and lost in the group, but
mic check.
Yeah, you're good.
We're good. We played them both this season. We beat Atleti, lost to Gala. So wouldn't mind some revenge on Gala, but I think they're on the side that has PSG and Real Madrid. But I don't really care. We beat Real Madrid this. It just is what it is. Like, it's at the end of the day, I'm gonna see Szoboszlai right back. So it doesn't really matter what side of the draw we're on, if I'm honest. And it would be fun to maybe see Diego Simeone crash out, because I think he got himself banned again when he was at Anfield. But also that Llorente, he bullies us, innit? So maybe not. Maybe Gala actually, because if we get them, put a bet on Llorente to score against us at Anfield, guys. Yes, that's right. We do condone gambling on here. So yeah, that would be my pick.
Don't speak for all of us. But yeah,
natural.
Atleti in the knockouts is not one you want, I think, from past experience.
Wait, they have Lookman. Yeah, no, Gala. Yeah, saw that.
Yeah, but the problem is the Gala side. You could have PSG or either Barca or Chelsea in the quarterfinals if you got through. So that's definitely
That'll be fun.
the harder draw.
I wouldn't mind playing
Um,
Senior Mal against us,
Mm.
try and get a ticket.
yeah. PSG last season didn't well for you though, did it? All right, Rhys, what about
Penalties,
you, bro? Yeah, still. I'm guessing you want Newcastle, yeah? Or I mean, I've seen some discourse about people not wanting to draw another English team, but you've either got PSG or Newcastle. Surely you're picking Newcastle, yeah?
I'm picking Newcastle, not because of the side, but I just think the way we slapped PSG way back when we were doing things out of our own borough. Certain teams wouldn't know about that, but that when we were doing bits out of our own borough, out of London, yeah, I think the get back like from them is going to be mad. Like they're coming to get it back in blood, and I don't know if we're ready for that type of war, to be honest. So I think I'd take Newcastle, but I think with how the theatrics and how the draw goes and how the Champions League goes, we're getting PSG. And yeah, be prepared for, I guess, an onslaught because I don't think they're going to take that line down.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, Racina's got to earn his money.
Yeah, I hear you, man. But PSG have been a bit ropier. I mean, even that game against Monaco, they didn't look that great. And how they've gone from Donnarumma to those goalies that they currently have.
Terrible.
Oh my God.
I know. But
Kvaratskhelia has been rubbish as well, man. He's been bad this season.
I just think the rage that they took from that final, I think everything's all form is going to be out the window. They're coming for blood. So yeah,
it's a lot of shaking for the world champions, you know. Europe is in the world. The last time I checked. Read your own screen title thing, bro. You're world champ.
I hear it. You see, like obviously you wouldn't know about going the extra mile and clapping teams that obviously they beat you and knocked you out.
Show us, big bro.
So
show us, big bro.
Well, we did. I seem to remember.
Show us again.
If I can pull a quote from the group chat, I seem to remember our resident Arsenal fan saying that something about PSG clapping Chelsea up, and then we saw what happened after that. So we showed you. Rick. You want me to pull the highlights? I'll send them to you now.
Hey man, bro, you're reinforcing my point. I'm just asking you to do what you've already done again. Why?
Yeah, it's true. Have some chest, man. I ain't afraid of Real Madrid, man. I want Trent to come back. I want us to kick him up again, man. You gotta beat up PSG, man. Have some chest.
The maddest thing is, yeah, whenever my team have to play against one of these sides, I'm like, we'll see.
This is the same.
We'll see, man. It's like Newcastle, please. Why do you want Antony Gordon, bro? Stop shaking.
Khem, can I ask a question? What happened when Salah said he wanted revenge on Real Madrid in that final? Did you remember that?
Courtois had the game of his life, mate. I don't know what happened. It's just we lost, innit? We lost. We lost.
You got to be wary.
I also remember a bunch of our kids beating you in a cup final on this day a couple of years ago. As well, so let's just chill.
Yeah.
All right,
and we didn't spend $2 billion on those kids either. All right.
This is a Spider-Man meme. There's too much crossfire going on. Let's move on. Let's go on to the prediction league. So Rhys is still top, 93 points, 16 correct scores. Khem is second, 91 points, 15 correct scores. Johns is third, 89 points, 13 correct scores. Razor is up now into fourth, 85 points and 10 correct scores. Io has dropped down to fifth, 82 points and 10 correct scores. I'm in sixth with 8 points and 7 correct scores. And yeah, I can't mention the bottom placed fellow, but yeah, he's still seventh.
He lagged out, if you want to know.
67 points and 10 correct scores. So yeah, the gap is widening on that. The dream of all of us passing Io before the end of the season is looking a bit rough now. But come on, we still got faith in Nash. All right, let's go on to game week 28 preview. Liverpool, West Ham. Rhys, your top. What is your prediction for this game?
I went 3-1 Liverpool.
All right, 3-1 Liverpool. Khem, what's your prediction for this one?
1-0 to Liverpool.
All right, 1-0 Liverpool. Johnson's gone 2-0 Liverpool as well. Razor, what's your prediction in this one?
Oh, you got me there. You got me there. I thought Johnson's
That's the way the format. Some
You
people
got me
send the
there.
scores all over the place. Yeah, Nash sent them the other way around. I think he thinks it's going to be at the London Stadium, but yeah. Sometimes
I've gone Liverpool. I've gone Liverpool 2, West Ham 1.
All right, 2-1 Liverpool as well. Io's gone 2-0 Liverpool. I've gone 1-1 draw, and Nash has gone 2-1 Liverpool. All right, so we pretty much all gone Liverpool wins except me, who's gone for a 1-1 draw. Come on, the Irons. All right, Leeds, Man City. Rhys, what's your prediction in this one?
2-1 to City.
All right, 2-1 City. Khem, what's your prediction? Leeds, Man City.
2-0 City.
All right, 2-0 City. Johnson's gone 2-1 City as well. Razor, what's your prediction in this one?
I've gone 2-0 City. As much as it sickens me.
2-0 City, all right. Io's gone 3-1 Man City. I've gone 2-1 Man City, and Nash has also gone 2-1 Man City. Fulham Spurs. Rhys, what's your prediction in this one?
2-0 to Fulham.
And yet you, man, are all telling me Spurs are going to stay up. All right, we'll see about this. All right, Khem, what's your prediction? Fulham Spurs?
1-1.
Okay, 1-1. Johnson's gone 2-1 Spurs. Razor, what's your prediction in this one?
It's at the Cottage, right?
Yeah.
3-2. Yeah, 3-2 Fulham.
Right,
Bro, have
3-2.
you seen that video? You seen that video of Smith Rowe and Iwobi fucking roasting Sessegnon?
Bassey as well. I didn't know Bassey was an Arsenal fan. They were all half of Fulham's team's Arsenal fans.
Oh, come on, bro.
Half of
That's
their
the
team's from Arsenal
Haaland
players.
spot. That's the Haaland spot, man. Come on. Yeah, they don't rate them, man. They don't rate them.
That was strategically leaked before this game, I think. Yeah, Fulham are going to slap them up. Io's gone 2-1 Fulham. I've also gone 2-1 Fulham, and Nash has gone 1-1 draw in that one. United Crystal Palace. Rhys, what's your prediction in this one?
2-1 to Man United.
All right, 2-1 United. Khem, what's your prediction in this game?
2-1 as well to United. Sesko off the bench.
All right, 2-1. Johnson's also gone 2-1 United. Razor, what's your prediction in this one?
We're having a 2-1 party.
Oh, man, this is... All right, 2-1 again. Io's also gone 2-1. I've gone 3-1. Thank God I went 3-1. Fucking hell. There's everyone 2-1 in this game. And Nash has gone 2-0 United. All right, so we've pretty much all gone United win on that one.
So it'll be 2-1 then.
Yeah, probably 2-1. Arsenal Chelsea, big game of the weekend. Rhys, what's your prediction? And yeah, come on, man, give us a bit of a rally cry. We need to hear some positivity around Chelsea.
1-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah. The classic 1-1 win for Chelsea against Arsenal.
As always, we'll take it.
All right, 1-1 draw. Khem, what's your prediction in this game?
Desmond.
All right, 2-2. Johnson's gone 2-1 Arsenal. Razor, what's your prediction in this one?
3-1 Arsenal. Gyökeres brace and a Chelsea red card. Let's fucking go.
Put a bet on that as well.
Yeah, honestly. Io's also gone 3-1 Arsenal. I've gone 2-1 Arsenal. And Nash has, again, this is the same as... He's either got a vendetta or he's going to try and gain points because he's gone 2-0 Chelsea.
He doesn't glaze.
Nash, my bro.
He doesn't glaze, man.
Do you know what? Fair fucking play. If Chelsea win, he's got a differential point on almost everyone else in the game. If Chelsea win 2-0, fair play, man. Fair play to Chelsea as well.
I mean,
listen, you better see me on the pod next week about 2-0 Chelsea. I will have some chest.
Bro, the crash out online will be mad. I mean, we'll all be buffet, or you can eat buffet with Arsenal fans losing their mind before we even get to the pod next week.
If we lose 2-0 to Chelsea, I'm I'm gonna be busy next week.
Yeah, yeah, you're going to be on holiday, bro. I bet. But yeah, let's see
I'm
how
gonna
it goes.
laugh.
But yeah,
I'm gonna go to Barcelona, bro. Catalan things.
we've basically. Oh no, that one's actually pretty decent. There's 4 Arsenal wins, a couple of draws in there, and then Nash has gone mad and gone 2-0 Chelsea. But let's see how it goes. But yeah, all right, that's the predictions all in. Let's see how it goes this weekend. But yeah, before we wrap up the pod, just again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, drop a like, leave a comment, share the video, and if you're listening on podcasting platforms, give us a 5-star review. Remember to follow. All of that helps the podcast grow. But yeah, let's see how the weekend goes. Arsenal, Chelsea, big game. We'll be back next week to cover the review. And yeah, we'll see you guys all next week. Take care, everyone.
Awesome.